Welcome to the Beeline VMS review of Resource Tracking. Resource tracking is a streamlined process for tracking workers via on- and offboarding through Beeline. We also provide Resource Tracking Plus, which allows you to capture bill rates and have contractors enter time for reporting purposes only. We are going to create the request as an MSP VMO. However, your organization can choose to have the supplier or hiring manager create the resource tracking requests. Let's begin creating a request by clicking the New drop-down arrow. Then click the New Tracked Worker drop-down. This opens a list of predefined templates. We simply click directly on the template we would like to use. The first few fields are based on the creator's information. Since we are entering a request as the MSP VMO user, the information is defaulted along with the start date. Open fields and fields with a search icon can be changed if needed. The duration field is a required field, so let's click the duration drop-down. Then click length of time we want. For Resource Tracking Plus, a bill rate can be captured here and tracked for reporting purposes only. Moving down, let's choose the supplier by clicking directly in the supplier field. A list of supplier options displays from which we can click the desired supplier. If we use the same supplier for this type of engagement, we can configure the template to default to that supplier. Next is the Worker section, where we have a few options for adding workers to the request. We can search for an existing resource, add a new resource, or we can submit multiple resources at once. Let's start with adding multiple resources at once by clicking Next. The Submit Multiple Candidates page opens, where we are able to import multiple resources by clicking the Select Resource Import drop-down and selecting the import file desired. We are able to submit their specific information in bulk, such as resource ID and past history. Columns with the Edit button allow us to easily apply the same information to all resources at one time. For example, all of our workers are the same resource type, so let's click the Edit button, select the Resource Type drop-down, select Temporary Workers, then select Apply to All. Moving over to the Background Checks column, we can select the completed background checks either individually or for all the resources at one time. Let's select background checks for all the resources. From here, we select any completed background checks and then click Apply to All. With all the required information completed, we can now add all 5 workers to the request for onboarding by clicking in the checkbox next to Candidate, and then clicking Submit Multiple Candidates. To add a single worker, let's return to the previous page, click Add New, then fill out all of the required information. Once we've filled out the basic information, a Verify Background Check section opens, letting us know which onboarding tasks need to be completed. As we did with the bulk resources, we can check each item that has been completed. Letting us know which onboarding tasks need to be completed. As we did with the bulk resources, we can check each item that has been completed. We can also add attachments as needed. Next, we have a section where we can select the onboarding tasks needed to be completed for our resource. Onboarding requirements are client-defined. After filling in all of the information needed for our request, Our last step is to submit our resource. This opens the worker profile page for our newly added resource. Based on your client-defined workflow, the resource can move straight to onboarded status, or it can be routed for approval to the MSP VMO or manager for final review before moving to onboarded status. To return to our home page, we click the logo at the top of the page. Thank you for viewing the resource tracking video.